Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Flame on, baby. What is going on? It's your boy Preston, Fat Samurai Guy, back again and hanging out with me in the movie dojo. That's right. He has done it all: actor, writer, filmmaker, stuntman, martial artist, dance enthusiast. He's done everything. Fight choreographer. Nathan Geering. Welcome to the dojo, brother.
Thank you for having me, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good. It's awesome to have you here, man. And we're gonna lead up and talk about Flaming Assassin. That's right, the award-winning film short. Congratulations on all the awards you've won already, man. Yeah, congrats.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really surprised actually.
yeah,
Just how many awards it's won so early on. But
yeah.
grateful,
It's gonna
definitely.
win some more too. I'm calling it right now. Oh shit, we got Colin in the house. Colin say Nathan is super talented. Looking forward to this chat. Colin, good to see you, brother. Another actor, stuntman, martial artist. He's done it all as well. He's been on the show. He's been in the dojo
Oh
a
yeah.
couple of times before. But thanks again for being here, man. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Like, how did you get into martial arts and dance, brother? Like, how did this both did this happen at the same time? Did you have a love for both?
Yeah. Actually, yes. So from as long as I can remember, I used to watch old school kung fu movies with my grandmother and my uncles and things.
Yeah,
And also, I don't know if you remember the old school canon movies like Breaking One and Breaking Two with Ozone and
yeah.
Turbo,
Electric
Chavadu.
Boogaloo, Electric Boogaloo.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I used to yeah. So I used to watch those movies with my grandmother and my uncles and my whole family really.
yeah,
And I just I'd be basically jumping up in front of the TV and be like, "Wait up! You killed my teacher!" All that kind of
yeah,
good stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, like the rest of my family go, "Come on, Nathan, sit down." And my grandmother would be like, "No, make him long, make him carry on, do your thing near time." So
Yeah.
I kind of was really getting like encouraged from my grandmother to carry on, just doing what felt right to me. And then as a little kid, I started out doing like a little bit of Shotokan karate, and then I did a
All
little bit of
right.
taekwondo, and I did a little bit of kickboxing, a little bit of Shaolin long fist as well up in there. And then I finally settled on kind of like Wing Chun Kung Fu.
All
So
right.
that's the style that kind of like really made the most sense to me. So I
Nice.
kind of like stuck at Wing Chun. And in terms of dance, as a little kid, I kind of like taught myself how to like roll around on the floor and spin on my back a little bit. And my
Yeah.
uncle, he taught me a little bit of popping. But it wasn't until I was just about to start my second year of university where I actually started to take breaking classes from the Breaking Society. But because and any new basic moves within a month I was teaching the class because I picked up the movement so quickly because I used my kung fu approach that my kung fu teacher had taught me.
Yeah.
Basically how he taught me, he never kind of like gave me the answers to anything fully. So for example, he would say to me, okay, this is a straight punch. So I go, okay. So I do that and he'd be like, that's not a straight punch. And I'd be like, what do you mean it's not a straight punch? I did exactly what you did. And he's like, no, you didn't. And I was like, okay, so what do I have to do to make it a straight punch? And he'd be like, well, figure that out for yourself. And I was like, how am I supposed to do that? And so he would say, well, go through like a process of elimination, see what happened if you put your shoulder into things a bit more, what happens if you put your hip into it, or if you drive from your elbow, or if you change your breathing or your emotional intention. And I was like, yo, that's going to take me forever. And he was
Yeah.
like, well, welcome to the world of self-discovery. So
Ah.
yeah, he kind of like
Yeah.
put me on that journey really. And within doing that, I kind of like I got to learn that certain movement principles applied to other movements as well.
Yeah.
And so from there, I just took that mindset and I applied that to breaking, and that's kind of like where it all started for me, really.
Nice. It's almost they're both in this, one in the same in a way. You know what I mean? And then some of the best martial art actors we have out there came from a dance background. Like Michelle Yeoh and many others, Zhang Ziyi and stuff like that. They all came from dance. There was an old video I came across. I'm sure you know who Gene Kelly is, right?
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain, all that good stuff.
Hmm.
There's an old black and white video I came across where he was showing how dance it takes just as much athleticity. I can say the word. Athletic talent. It takes just as much to do dance than it is to play baseball, to play football, to do sports. And he was basically making a point. Especially you got the pitcher going back, winding up, throwing the ball, and he would make this dance motion. He would make the same dance motion, and he was demonstrating in the video. And it's true. It's a lot of these dancers out there. The athleticism. Hey, I got it. We're close enough.
Yeah.
It still takes a lot of hard work and training, and it's still something to be appreciated and admired. And what I see you do with the fire, man, I came across some of your fire videos. I was like, oh my god, this dude! I don't think I've seen anybody use fire and manipulate it like that.
Yeah. So just going back to what you were saying about the dance movement. So breaking is now actually an Olympic sport, obviously. So it's going to be in the Olympics this year. So
wow,
it really has, is showing the athleticism of the movement. And also when you look at hip hop culture, that has a deep connection with kung fu, like kung fu cinema, especially, and things like that. Because a lot of the breakers, they actually got their inspiration from watching old school kung fu movies. And so a lot of the movements that you see that the kung fu masters do on the floor in the films, the breakers kind of like put their own spin on it and made them into breaking moves and things. So yeah, the two go hand in hand, really.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is because Hong Kong cinema was the cinema of the underdog, and it's about an oppressed person kind of like down on his luck and not being able to catch a break, and then he or she would have to do a lot of hard work and training. So you'd have a massive training montage and things, and with nothing but their bare hands, they would overcome their oppressors. And that obviously related to a lot of people, in the ghettos at the time, and they were the ones that kind of like took on that energy and ethos and put that into the breaking, because they could really identify with that. So there's a lot of synergy where hip hop and kung fu go hand in hand, and obviously you got the Wu-Tang Clan and cats like that as well.
Yeah, that's right.
What I mean?
Starting the ruckus. That's right, Wu-Tang Clan.
That's right. But in terms of the fire, so basically, I think what happened was, so my partner, she actually taught me fire eating at first. Shout out to my lady Holly. She was basically there saying, I do fire eating. I was like, oh, that's cool. She's like, do you want to learn? I was like, I can learn that. She was like, yeah, of course. Because I just thought it was like, those kind of like closed door schools where you had to be in a certain kind of crowd to be able to do that kind of thing. Yeah. She taught me the basics of fire eating, and she always calls me a maverick, because I was one of those guys that as soon as I had the fire in my hands, I wanted to get upside down with it. So as soon as I had a prop, I just wanted to combine it with breaking. And so for me, it very much so was combining the two. I feel, was a channel for me to really express my authentic self. And then when I combine it with the martial arts, that's me like expressing myself totally honestly in the best way I possibly could. And I think in terms of, you don't see many people combining breaking and fire, because both disciplines, they take quite a while to learn and things. And there's some techniques that some people would obviously deem as very risky and stuff. And so I think it's just a case of you're either very adept in one or very adept in the other, but there's not many that can kind of like do both. And I was very fortunate enough to be able to figure out how to go upside down and spin on my head whilst eating fire and all that kind of stuff.
Do you have since you're combining these two awesome elements, do you have a name for this style of performance?
Yeah. So when I combine fire and breaking, it's called fire breaking, basically.
Okay. Simple.
Yeah. Exactly. That does what it says on the tin. When I combine breaking with martial arts and fire, or just breaking and martial arts, I call it like break fu. I'm not the first person to combine martial arts and fire, or to combine martial arts and breaking.
Yeah.
There's not many that's done breaking, martial arts, and fire. So that's why I coined the term break fu.
I like that, break fu. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So the first time you saw Breaking, the first one, and you were like, look at all these fantastic, like dancers and all the talent here. I know who you were looking at. I know who you were inspired by. It was Jean-Claude Van Damme in the background.
Yeah, most definitely. Oh! It is
he,
move.
wa- he wanted to make sure he was seen in that shot.
Yeah,
He made sure he was seen in that shot. Oh, if you guys
I
didn't know
know.
this, watching the stream right now, yeah, Van Damme was in the first Breaking. And if you look, not that many people talk about this. They always talk about Van Damme.
Mm.
But if you look a little bit to the left, Tong Po is
That's
there.
right. One pole's up in there. You know what I mean?
Oh, it was epic. And you were like, that was it. That was it. Van Damme inspired
Yeah,
you.
he was the man.
But I love the shout out to the old school classic kung fu films, and there's just such classics. A lot of those still hold up, and I love how the first thing you said was, "So why did you kill my teacher?" And I was like, "Great, why? You got to throw that in there, right? Why,
Yeah.
why,
Ah,
teacher?"
teacher!
Have you ever seen a movie? It was one of the greatest comedies of all time. I'm gonna get you, sucker. Did you ever see that?
Oh my God, Kung Fu Joe! Yeah. I
I
love
know
that film.
jujitsu, kung fu, and a whole other shit you ain't never heard of. Oh, shout out to that legend. But I love that how he parodied that.
Yeah.
Why? He pulled out this random picture. He pulled it out of Bruce Lee, and then Wayans went up to him. He's like, Keenan's like, "Wow, Master Lee was your kung fu teacher?" And he's like, "No, acting." Oh,
So
did
good.
you know
So
he
good.
didn't die?
Yeah.
Did you know that character did not die?
After the credits in it, he comes back. Yeah.
I watched that movie for years. And then when I bought it on Blu-ray, I kept the credits going because I was looking at my phone. And then I had no idea that scene was at the end there.
Yeah, he was
Uh,
all up in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? We got what's up, Kevin? He says, "Hello, Phat Samurai Guy and Nathan." Yeah, another UK native watching. We got all the UK brothers watching right now. Thanks again
UK
for
represent.
checking out. That's right. Represent, son.
Mm.
The break food. So what got you into trying to be a filmmaker next?
So in terms of filmmaking, so I'd been like stunt doubles and body doubles in like a couple like Bollywood movies that were shot in the UK, probably around
Right.
2010, like years and years ago. But I never really thought about having a career in film. And then because I used to do a lot of theatre work, so I used to tour internationally doing hip hop theatre, where we used hip hop elements to tell stories, mainly like breaking, graffiti, and MCing.
Yeah.
And then basically, obviously, when 2020 hit and the whole like Black Lives Matter kind of like resurgence happened, I held an artistic peaceful protest outside kind of like the theatre in Sheffield, which kind of like was just not doing its job right. And basically, there because I'd been developing the the fire breaking at that point, and I was using a rope dart, and so I did a live piece called "Still a Slave," where I kind of like used a flaming rope dart to I guess highlight the ways in which people of color still feel oppressed in the UK and internationally, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I did a live performance there. But after I did that live performance at the protest, I still had so much energy inside me that I feel like I just needed to get it out. And so from there, I went and I said, right, I'm going to make a short film. So yeah, it was just me, one camera guy, and my partner, who was my production assistant at the time.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, we went up to Morecambe, which is one of Britain's oldest slave ports, and we shot we shot Still a Slave. But what was really funny about doing that is when we were on the beach, we was like quite far out because the tide was quite far out.
Yeah.
And you just heard these people in the background just going, "What are you doing? Are you stupid? Get back here, the tide's coming in." And we're like, "What are you talking about? We
Oh
can't,
no.
the tide's far out. What are you talking about?" She's like, "Get out." And she was shouting for like about 5 or 10 minutes. We didn't realize that what happened was the tide had crept in around the back of us. And then so when we turned around, it was just like pure water everywhere. And apparently it killed quite a few people. And we didn't know about this. Yeah, we kind of like were wading through the water, and I was just like, right, okay, I guess I'm wet now. So I'm gonna have to do the next part of this film in the water. So that's where that came about. So that's how the film came about. And then
well, congrats on all. Let me look at all these awards and mentions. I mean, congrats, man. Yeah, congratulations. Is that when you kind of got the bug, like, hey, I can do more of these?
Well, so what was funny is because I was still heavily into theatre, it was like, wow, yeah, this is great that I've made a multi-award winning short film, but I was still focused on theatre, so I kind of like went back to doing a lot of theatre work as well. I think, I could visit movies at some point, but yeah, that was cool because it was very like an experimental kind of film,
right?
Nature. Yeah. And then like I basically when I seriously got into films, it was only like last April, so not even a year yet. And basically, what happened was I just asked my inner 8-year-old child. I just said, like, what is it that you want to do? And of course, my little inner 8-year-old child said, I want to be Jackie Chan. So I was like, okay, I want to like kind of like do like fight choreography. So I decided that I was going to like pursue a career in fight choreography particularly. And then that's kind of like where my journey started. And then every day since then, I've literally just been shooting and training and honing my craft and just studying as much as I can, really.
Amazing. You know, you're amongst a plethora of special guests and filmmakers and martial artists and stuntmen that I've had on the channel, and a lot of them say nothing but great things about Jackie Chan. It's always, Jackie Chan's inspired them. Of course, you get a lot of Bruce Lee as well, but it's always Jackie Chan. Like recently, I had Jude Poyer, action director from Mayhem and Gangs of London on here, and he was just gushing about Jackie Chan. And speaking of Jackie Chan, what is this all about?
I guess my inner 8-year-old child is jumping for joy right now because I have been fortunate enough to be selected to go out and train out with a Jackie Chan stunt team out in Beijing this coming June.
Wow.
So,
they're chilling next to Andy too. I was like, what?
Yeah, Andy's my boy, man. Like big respect, big love, and big shout out to Andy. He's such a great guy, yo.
Yeah.
Like
legend.
I showed, so before Flaming Assassin was actually finished, like I'd just done the fight scenes first. Right. And when I came out to the States, Andy was one of the people that I showed the fight scenes to, and he gave me some advice. So did Philip Sagan, who is based out in Vegas, and he also heads up the Jackie Chan stunt cap as well.
Nice.
From the US. And basically what ended up happening was I sent a little clip of Flaming Assassin with the with the application, really. And I didn't think I was going to get in, never in a million years, right? Before you know it, I got the acceptance letter. So now I'm just gearing up to go and train with the Jackie Chan stunt team.
Nice. Well, congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Oh, we got another badass here. Javon giving the claps. That's right. Martial artist stuntman. Good to see you. And Power Ranger. Good to see Javon there. Benedict says, we're proud of you, Nathan. Proud to know you. Look at that. How cool is that? Entertainment says, you're doing the UK proud, Nathan. Keep up kicking ass, taking names, and helping to put British action on the map. There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Nice. Doing my best.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's awesome. Congrats for sure. But yeah, man, how did this short film come about? Drink and Smoke.
Okay. So with Drink and Smoke, so like I said, I'd been doing fire eating. So I've only been doing fire for this is my 5th year. In October, I believe, 5 years I've been doing fire. So whilst I was doing fire eating, obviously, when you inhale the vapor through the torch, it kind of looks like you're smoking, right? And the thing is, if you do fire eating a lot, you can get quite lightheaded, like you're intoxicated and things. So I was always thinking of, again, I guess combining, I guess, the drunken style kung fu, because Drunken Master was my favorite movie of all time. So it's kind of
Oh, I'm
like,
sure the first one.
yeah, the first one.
I'm sure Bruce Willow would love to hear you say that.
Yeah,
he's like, screw the second one. The first one's the best. I love the second one a lot too.
yeah. Hey,
Um,
I love the second one too.
yeah,
And,
I love
and
both.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love
And
both.
Jackie does he actually does some breaking in the second one as well. So you know what I mean? I was
There you
like,
go. There you
you
go.
know, he's already paved the way. But yeah. So kind of like I was getting I wanted to kind of like tell a story, I guess, about the physical and emotional you know, pitfalls that people can encounter through drinking and smoking. I want to use the fire eating as kind of like a metaphor. So obviously, like I said, with the inhaling of the vapor and the fumes through the torch, but also with the whole dangers of drinking and smoking. So obviously, because I'm fire eating, that is a danger, and obviously it's going into my mouth and things. So
Right.
I really kind of like wanted to, you know, really kind of like focus on those elements. And again, and that was actually, so I had a second fire eating teacher after my partner who kind of like, he taught me like I guess the really advanced like vapor tech. His name's Tom Makinson. Big shout out to Tom. He runs
Shout
Fire in
out.
Your Face. And so he, you know, he was like, I've never seen anybody go upside down before whilst eating fire. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to figure it out for myself. So I did that. But when he came over, because he was based in Bulgaria, but when he came back to the UK, we did a session, and he basically he just did the camera work for me. So he's just me and him in an abandoned warehouse. He did the camera work, and while I was staggering around and stuff, he was like basically just tilting the camera ever so slightly to basically really get that intoxicated kind of like vibe and
Nice.
feel with that film. And again, like, surprise, I didn't, you know, I wasn't expecting that one to go and win awards, but that one, you know, is doing the thing as well right now.
Yeah, look at that. How cool, man. Congrats on that as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
The man is expressing himself. That's right. That's what it's all about, right? It's all about, yeah. But you've been
Yeah.
involved in a lot of stunt work here and there and fight choreography. How was it working on this movie right here? You know, I love my horror movies. I love my horror movies now. My Bloody Valentine, not to be confused by the original 80s classic, but it's a totally different plot. But how was it being a part of that movie?
Oh, it was dope. Yeah, it was so dope being a part of My Bloody Valentine. Yeah, such a fun film. So I was the stunt double for the serial killer.
Oh, how cool!
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, you know, jumping from balconies and all that kind of stuff.
I gotta watch the movie now. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's fun. You know, they edited
Yeah.
out a few of the stunts.
Right.
Yeah, you know, you don't have control over the
Yeah.
edit, do you? But
No.
yeah. It was it was a ton of fun. Really
Nice.
enjoyed working on that bad
Yeah,
film.
and this could be the beginning. You know, they're gonna be calling you all the time, man. That's it.
Yeah,
Then
never
you're gonna be
know.
starring in movies. Then you're gonna be directing movies. I'm predicting it here, Samurai Guy. So when you get bigger and famous, hey, just rewind to this video.
Hey,
Give me a
brother.
shout out. Give me a shout out. Yeah.
I'm never
Put,
too big and too
you know,
famous for anybody. You know what I
you
mean?
know,
Like, I got time for everybody always,
yeah.
man.
Put me in one of your dance movies. I don't know if you knew. I got the moves, son.
Yep.
I got the moves.
Yep, you're in the film.
See?
That's it.
I
That's all
told you I got
need.
I got the moves, man.
Yeah, next level.
Next
So cool.
level. My back went out after that. No, I'm just kidding. But I knew that'd make them laugh. Yeah, old school clip there, old school Van Damme kickboxer homage clip. I knew that'd make you laugh, brother.
Right.
But yeah, man. So yeah, My Bloody Valentine. That's going in the queue. Everybody watching, make sure you put this in the queue. Watch it. It's on Tubi, and keep an eye out for the main villain taking some badass bumps and be like, I know that guy. He was in the movie Dojo. I know that guy. Yeah. But you know, looking up some more of your work, man. Congrats on, you know, having your own TED Talk. Yeah, and spreading your message there. For those of you that are watching right now and are unaware of the message and the representation that you're trying to get out there, you know, for the disabled and stuff like that. Talk about the TED Talk and what you're trying to do.
Yeah, sure. So, like I say, like, so probably about just over a decade ago now, I started really delving into accessibility innovation. And I kind of had to coin that phrase because there wasn't really a term for what it was that I was doing. And the reason I say that is because, so like I said, when I started, I was doing theatre, yeah. And
Right.
so in the company, we were doing like a scratch performance, which is basically when you have works in progress and you show that to the audience, they give feedback. And this one time, we just didn't have enough kind of like material. And then so basically, what happened was we did this thing with this other company called New Art Club did, where they get the audience to open their eyes, they'd be stood in a position. When the audience closed their eyes and then open their eyes again, they'd be in another position. And then they just kept repeating that, kind of like stop-start animation. So
Yeah.
I said, okay, to my team, let's do a hip hop version of that. So we'd be stood upright, they close their eyes. When they open their eyes, we'd be upside down on one hand. Close their eyes again, open their eyes, and we'd be spinning on our heads. And like the audience went nuts for that. Like they really kind of like really kind of like connected with what we were doing. So I said to my company, wow, we got such a profound response from taking the audience's sight away and bringing it back.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's really explore kind of like visual impairment in our next show. So really superficially, like idiots, we're dancing around with our eyes closed. And then my company member said to me, you do realize we can all become visually impaired at any point in our lives due to illness, injury, even just washing your face or
Yeah.
waking up not being able to see. And is at that point I thought, what if I was to wake up tomorrow? I couldn't see at the time. My eldest daughter Layla, she was 2, and I was like, what if I was to wake up? I couldn't see my daughter,
Man.
and yo, I
Yeah.
wasn't prepared for that. Yo, like I broke down in tears. I was a mess,
Yeah.
and it just frightened the living daylights out of me. But I'm the kind of person that if something scares me, I develop a curiosity about it because I see it as an opportunity for me to kind of like learn more about myself and more about the situation. So I started to do a lot of research with some vision impairment organizations that were kind of like local to me. And I come across loads of unlikely links between hip hop and visual impairment. So for example, when I said to them, why is it a lot of people with visual impairment don't go to the theater? And they were like, well, it's because we can't see the action. And I was like, what do you need to see the action? And they were like, well, we need the dynamics to change quite abruptly from wide to narrow, from high to low. And I was like, okay, well, breaking has that, but so does a whole bunch of other dance forms. And then they said, all right, well, also a lot of people with visual impairment, obviously it depends on the impairment, but a lot of people with visual impairment see better when they look down towards the floor. And that's because
Right.
it is pretty much like almost like a big blank canvas. So the contrast of the people's bodies stands up more rather than on a complex backdrop with loads of shapes like you can see behind me right now. It would be a bit tricky to make your moves stand out as much. But so I was like, oh well, most breaking happens on the floor. And then so from there, I was just like, okay, cool. So there seems to be some unlikely links here. And then when I worked with a visually impaired playwright, she said to me, I asked her, do you know any visually impaired breakers? And she was like, I don't know a single one. And I'm a member of so many disability organizations. It's quite surprising, actually, Nathan. So I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, I'm gonna make some visually impaired breakers. But the reason for me to do that can't be just because I want some people who can't see to dance in my show. So I was like, okay, well, what's breaking done for me? And I was like, well, it's improved my spatial awareness. And also, like with breaking, we have these things called go downs where they teach you to go from standing to the floor in really safe ways, but also really cool ways. So I was like, okay, so I can teach people how to go from standing to the floor, really safely. So, and obviously a lot of people with visual impairment, they fall and get injured, and breaking is just known as falling with style, right? So from there, I was like, that's it. I'm going to teach it as a means of injury prevention and to improve spatial awareness. So it comes like a life skill, and that's exactly what happened. So I taught I've taught loads of people with visual impairment, from people from 5 years old right up to ladies in their 70s are upside down doing handstands and stuff.
Wow. Look at that.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So, so from that, everybody's like, well, that's played out, man. Why are you doing that? That's not going to catch on or anything like that. And, everybody was saying around me, no, what you doing? You shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. But I just listened to my authentic self. And, within me doing that, I was able to actually provide something that has become a life skill for so many blind and partially sighted people. And then when I was speaking to the vision impairment organizations further, they said they found the current provision for audio description quite boring and unimaginative. Now, for those of you that don't know what audio description is if you can't see the action, somebody describes verbally the physical movements that's happening on the stage or on a screen. And so I was like, okay, right. So because hip hop was my background, I turned to hip hop again, and I said, right, what are the most vocal elements of hip hop? Obviously, you have MCing, but you also have beatboxing. And so what we did was we utilized the sound effects of beatboxers and other sound effects as well, to basically give a richer soundscape to people with visual impairment. And we got people with visual impairment to physicalize each sound effect the beatboxer makes. So we made like our own intuitive language, so a bit like lava notation. So for example, like if somebody said like is a sound effect for a slice, we'd always use that for a slice. Or
yeah,
so we'd always use that.
Okay.
And so yeah, from that we developed our own technique of audio description when we combined that with poets and sound effects, and that's what I used in the short films, the Still a Slave and the Drink and Smoke. I used the audio description as a storytelling vehicle, whereas most people, they just use it as like an add-on, something that's hidden away. But I was just like, no, this is something that's going to bridge the gap between sighted and visually impaired audience.
Wow, that's fascinating, man. Yeah, keep doing that. Keep evolving.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. That's really fascinating.
Thank you. So can I just say one thing?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I know I've been jabbering a lot, sorry, but just to say one more thing.
Jabber. It's fine.
So with regards to like fight choreography, so obviously because of my knowledge within like I guess accessibility. I mean, I was also the artistic director of the Special Olympics opening ceremony in 2017, and so with all my knowledge from the disabled community, I was just like, when I'm coming into film, that's got to be a part of it. So that's why those films had the audio description. But also, I got like fed up of seeing non-disabled people playing disabled roles in films. And the reason I got fed up with it is because you don't very often get the opportunity for disabled people to play non-disabled roles. So why are non-disabled people still taking on disabled roles? And so, and especially in the action genre, and I know people, for example, they're saying, oh, well, we don't think that they can handle the choreography or they'll be able to do it. But I'll tell you this straight now, if I can teach blind people to spin on their heads, they can definitely handle fight choreography. And to go even further than that, if you look at say like Wing Chun, Chi Sao, sticking hands, people do that blindfolded all the time, right?
Yeah.
So if you work with like a blind person, you can also develop new aesthetics in fight choreography that haven't been explored before. Because one, not only can they play their role with truth, because obviously it's their lived experience, but two, you can explore new movements and new techniques that the film industry probably hasn't even experienced before and things. And so that's why I'm like a big advocate for really trying to ensure that disabled people get the opportunity to be in action roles and be action heroes and action villains. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And I so what I did was I was like, okay, the only way this is going to really happen is if I start to make kind of like proofs of concepts, so people can see it for themselves. So I in like November time, when I just came back from the States, I did a fight scene as a proof of concept with a wheelchair user and a guy who has a hidden disability, and he was using the Chinese pole, the giant pole that climb up. And so because the difference in their dynamics and height was really kind of interesting to me to create a fight choreography. So I did that as a proof of concept, and already I've had some producers reach out to me to kind of like be accessibility consultants on their film projects.
Good.
So that's kind of like where I'm at with accessibility right now.
Amazing. And let's have some fun here. And this fight made me smile, by the way. I couldn't stop smiling. But yeah, let's take a look at it right here. Yeah, that was great. Hey,
Yeah.
man, she had the head movement, and
Yo,
then went to that. I was like, this is great.
yeah, it's
This
dope.
is
And
great.
we'd only had like two-hour sessions. They'd never ever done fight choreography before that.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
so that's it.
impressive. That's
So do
impressive.
you know what I'm saying? Like, they
Yeah.
disabled people can not only do fight choreography, but they can do it well. So imagine what happened if they had more time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, that made me smile the whole time. Just the kung fu aesthetic, little of that spice on it, the little kung fu old school spice with the old school sound effects. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was
Right.
having blast, and I was having a blast watching her. Oh, I love that she took the hits too, though. I
That's
like that. Like she took some shots, doing
yeah,
that little doing that little Bruce at the
yeah.
end. That was great, man. That
Oh,
was
Laura's
great.
dangerous, and
Yeah.
so is Double D. Shout out to
Yeah.
both them performers. They're dope.
Yeah, big shout out to both of them. That was a there we go. Enabled. There you go. I like that. Enabled. Yeah. Yeah, that was I had to show that clip. Yeah, that was fun. That made me smile there, man. And I got to embarrass you now.
Okay, here we go. Oh,
I
what
always
is that?
I always have to throw something in there. But no, you'll like this. You already know what this is in a way. But speaking of old school kung fu, man, I was busting me up watching those clips with you doing the fight choreography with your daughter. Oh my god. I was dying, man. So let's take a look at some of this, guys. This is hilarious. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Oh man, all the old school sound effects. Oh, that's so good, man. It's so good. What's your
Yeah.
daughter's name?
Layla. So
Layla.
yeah,
Shout out to Layla. Well done. Well
that's right.
done. Yeah,
Big
she
love
even
and
threw it in
respect.
too. She threw it in.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
she's dangerous. So Layla, like me, she grew up watching old school kung fu movies, so she absolutely loves them.
Yeah, yeah.
So we like pay homage to old school films. And also, if you look in the background of the last one, you see my little 2-year-old daughter Phoenix in there, and she's just cold chilling. She don't even care what.
Yeah, I was laughing at that.
Whatever. I'm watching Bubble Mums on the TV, Daddy.
I'm watching my program. Yeah. Oh, shout out to speaking of martial arts, shout out to Chucky watching us right now. Good to see you, Chuck. Yeah, man. But yeah, that busted me up, man. I was rolling. But yeah, that was fun, man. And you're teaching them right. You're training them right.
That's
There you
right.
go. Father of the year. Right here, man. But yeah, I had to show that. That was a lot of fun. Now, at the end there, was that your daughter that went, or did you put in that? Is that you?
That's Samo from Encounter
Oh,
with Spooky Kind.
wow.
And
So
when he's fine at the end, and he goes like
oh.
that.
Oh, that's amazing. I just rewatched that last year, the 88 films release of it, the Blu-ray, and I was just like, this Infinite Fight finale is insane.
Yeah,
Like, this is insane, man.
absolutely incredible. That Samo, up there with Jackie in terms of inspiration and fight choreography.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
incredible.
I had to show that clip. But before we get rocking and rolling here and finally debut the trailer of Flaming Assassin, again, brother, congrats, man. What is going on here, son? You are in Black Creek. How awesome is that? Cynthia Rothrock's film coming out this year. Richard Norton, Keith Cook. I mean, and many others, many others. How cool! Were you like a kid in a candy store on
Oh my
set?
gosh. Yeah. So like if we rewind back, remember how I said it was like last April was kind of like when I first started doing like fight choreo and things.
Yeah,
So basically, I think it was in May time. I got word that Cynthia Rothrock was coming to my city to do a kind of like a little bit of a martial arts seminar
yeah,
before she goes to do the UK martial arts show. The UK Masters is a big martial arts expo here in the UK, and I'd just been teaching some visually impaired kids, so I was late to the seminar, so I only got a chance to chat to her briefly before everybody had to pack up and go. And then I went to my car and I was like, Nathan, what are you doing? You absolutely love Hong Kong cinema, and the queen of Hong Kong action is right there. Get your ass back up there and see if she'll give you a private lesson. So I just shot my shot. I just went and I went up to her and I asked her if she had time for a private lesson. She said, "Oh, you know, she's on a really tight schedule, but if she can make it happen, she will." And true to her word, she did. So the first person I got fight choreography lessons off was Cynthia, and she said quite early, she was like, "You're good." She was like, "If you ever get the chance to come over to the States, I'll put you in the film." And that was it for me. Like I owe Cynthia so much. You know what I mean? I mean, she literally made me feel empowered. Like, okay, this is something I actually can do.
yeah.
So I'll always have a lot of love and respect for that woman. So thank you so much, Cynthia. And so yeah, that was it. So I was just training my butt off, and then I actually got some mentorship from a guy called Kevin Lee, who's a UK based guy, but he actually does a lot of movies out in China now. He was discovered by Wu Jing. And so he taught me how to do like realistic and gritty fight choreography and things.
Yeah. All right.
So I was prepping for going over to to the States and things. But obviously I wasn't going to be getting like a big role and stuff because I'm just starting out.
All right.
So I was just a featured extra. I was just like a angry henchman stood behind Richard Norton and stuff a lot of the time.
You'd be surprised how many other actors and stuntmen out there would love to be a featured extra on this
Right?
project.
Yeah. And
So,
that was it. And it was great for me because I got a chance to see the fight choreographers and how they worked on that. Like Mike Moeller, who did the fight choreography for Black Creek. It was an absolute honor and pleasure to watch him and his stunt team work. We're great friends now. I went out to Germany the other month to train with him, fight choreo as well and things. So yeah, like I said, Cynthia really like opened some doors for me for that. So yeah, like I said, I'm really, really grateful to her for that. So yeah, it was an absolutely incredible experience to be on Black Creek. It was cold though. Night shoots in Arizona in the desert was freezing. Yeah, as cold as anything. But yeah, it was an experience, an absolutely incredible experience.
Yeah. He suffered for his craft. That's right, for the art, for his art. But that's awesome, man. I can't wait to see you, even if hopefully in action. If not, just standing there and be like, I know that guy. I know that guy. He was in the dojo. But yeah, man. But now we have arrived, baby. Oh yeah. Flaming Assassin, and this is not the most recent poster. I think you've won more awards since this poster. I think you've got a couple of more here.
Yeah.
How did this project come about, man?
Okay, so obviously, like I said, when I started fight choreography and things, I started doing it.
Yeah,
I just wanted to just combine everything that made me, everything that I was passionate about. So that was fire, martial arts, and breaking. To my core, I'm kung fu through and through, but these other elements are a massive part of me.
Yeah.
Who is Nathan motherfucking Geering? I mean, this is me.
Right.
And so basically, I always had an idea of like, there must be a way to combine fire with breaking and martial arts. And so I started off with combining breaking and martial arts. And then I was like, I need to just get this out of my head and into a space. So as a proof of concept, so in I think it was late September, early October, so just before I went to the States, I did a proof of concept with some guys, and the proof of concept was so good. I was like, I have to make this into a film. I have to make it. So I reverse engineered it. So actually, the fight choreography came before the film did. So yeah, we made the fight choreography, and then after that, I went to the States, and when I came back, we shot the scenes. But I needed to find a way of how to I guess, make the fight choreography make sense within the context of the film. So that's why
Yeah.
the story is how it is. But yeah, like I said, I've been really fortunate enough to already have won like so many awards. Like I think our count at the moment, we're on like 18 awards,
Oh my
and
God.
we've been on the film festival circuit.
That's all?
Right? Yeah, we've been on the film festival circuit for only like six weeks. It's our 6th week.
Wow.
And like it's won awards from like best international short film to best European short film to best martial arts, best thriller, best action. So it's won like quite a few awards, and I was really kind of like I said, I was really humbled and really grateful because I saw Bobby Samuels.
Yeah.
Like, huge fan of Bobby. Like Bobby's king,
That's
man.
that's my brother right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's absolutely incredible guy. Like, I saw that he was literally just trailblazing this path, and he was cleaning up at all these festivals. And I was like, wow. I was like, even if I could have like half the success he'd have, you know what I mean? He was a huge inspiration for me, really, when I was on the film festival circuit, and when I was starting out, and like, we've been just basically just giving each other like a lot of respect, and like just like connecting with each other and things, and hopefully we'll be able to collaborate on something in the near future at some point. I think we can make something truly special if we put our minds together.
Oh yeah. Bobby will put you to work. He'll feature you in something. Make it happen, Bobby. Make it happen, brother. Yeah, man. But yeah, again, congrats, and let's go ahead and show the trailer right here. Let's do it.
That's just a myth.
A myth? Well, you not heard what happened to them Ting brothers?
They're just scary stories.
Tommy, I got these from a reliable source.
Who's your sauce?
Pulls out his sword, and he's on fire. Our Mr. Man's been running around town chopping up everyone.
I heard it's slightly different.
Yeah. Flame on, baby. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm better than all of you. I've seen it. I've seen it, and it's legit, my friend. Well done.
Thank you.
Done. It's probably one of the most entertaining short films I've seen in a while, man. Like really well done. And I always say this to the to the filmmakers of the short films that I've enjoyed. You made a great short film when the viewer wants more. And when it ended, I was like, but look at that, so that's how you did a great job, man. So congratulations, brother. Yeah, man.
Oh, thank you so much. And like, you never know. We may, me and the team, we've been talking about potentially turning it into a feature at some point.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. So you never know, that could be on the cards. And also I just want to say that in that film, it's all real fire. There's no CGI or nothing. Everything that's done in that film is real fire stunts, real fire skills.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
because you're the real deal, brother. But yeah, let's take a look at it again, and maybe you can give us obviously you can't do spoilers, but yeah, give us a little bit behind the scenes of how this project came about and the idea behind it, or if there's anything you want to share with us, we can go ahead and talk about it here. But yeah, man, really enjoyed it, and there he is. But it's always great and intriguing when you have a bunch of badasses. Why does it always work when you have a bunch of legit badasses that you don't want to fuck with, when they're like nervous and scared about some guy, right?
Yeah,
that's why it worked with John Wick. It worked with all these other movies. Like, it just works, right?
Yeah,
like you're just hey, the Baba Yaga's out there, man. I love it. It just works so good.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, like I said, with this film, I needed to make it make sense, because with the proof of concept, they were all shot in the same space.
Okay.
All the fight scenes. So I was like, for a film, that's not going to work. Like, it looks like, okay, we're really skimping on the locations and stuff. So I was like, okay, what if we made it about three guys just, telling far-fetched stories of some flaming assassin, basically.
Yeah.
And so that was it. So that's how we were able to work within the same space, in terms of they all had flashbacks to tell their versions of the story.
Right.
And so that's kind of like how that worked. And, I could get away with, it not being super realistic. And so I could put in all these virtuosic moves because they're telling tall tales, they're telling like, really far-fetched stories.
Yeah.
And with each character, I tried to make the characters be really like distinct and really kind of like strong. So what I was really adamant was I wanted to make the dialogue just as good as the action, because you get so many films where the action is great but the dialogue is not so good, or the dialogue is great but the action is not so good. But so I really wanted to try and strike a balance with this. So I basically I wrote the initial script, and then I have like a team of script writers with me. I gave it to my boy, John Archer. He fleshed it out and turned my rudimentary script into something quite incredible. And then we handed it over to a guy called Stephen Windle, another one of my script writers. And he kind of like tweaked it a little bit. And then I got the final version back, and I took out some bits and kept some bits in. And yeah, that was Flaming Assassin. But also, for those of you that don't know, I mentioned the Ting brothers in this film, yeah?
Yeah.
So if anybody has seen the Jackie Chan film Snake and Crane Arts of Shaolin, you go up against the Ting brothers. So that's where that
little homage there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I love how the character here with the cigarette just came out of the shadows there. Like he just leaned forward. Because that means if he's got to lean forward to talk, it's serious now. All right. It's serious now. But yeah, actually, shout out to all the actors in this short, because their acting was convincing. Like, it was very well done. Like, everyone's performances were very well done. So man,
big shout out to Brian Darwin Taylor, Connor Dye, and Marcus Smith. They did an incredible job. And also my people the Ting brothers as well, like John Archer and Brandon Mullins. Like, big shout out to all the team. I couldn't have done it without them. They were incredible. With the cigarette, so with Darwin here with the cigarette, so his name is Caesar in the film. Basically, what I wanted to happen, because obviously at the beginning you can't really see him. All you can see is like this little light flickering, this little cigarette light. So what, like the cigarette to almost have like a little character itself. You know what I mean? While he was talking, that's all you can see and be flickering. So it's almost like I almost want people to be like, "Oh my god, this is so shitly lit. What the hell is this guy doing? He don't know nothing about light in the film." And then all of a sudden, when he leans forwards, that's the whole kind of like gravitas of it, and the old seriousness kicks in. It's like, okay, yeah, this is some serious stuff in terms of what you're saying. So I really wanted to kind of like take the audience on a nuanced journey, I guess.
A little film noir, homages as well, with the lighting and the darkness and the shadows, man. But how long did it take to film the short?
So in terms of filming, 2 days. So 1 day for the fight choreography, and then 1 day for the dialogue. That was it, just 2 days.
Nice.
And in terms of editing, like, I was going back and forth. So the whole project started in like I say, end of September, and then the film got completed beginning of February, because I was just going back and forth, like correcting stuff. Like, obviously when I'd showed some of the fight choreography to, like, Andy Cheng and Philip, they had Philip Sagan, they had some kind of like feedback in terms of, oh, well, you could improve upon by maybe this and this. So I kind of like heeded their advice and things, and just tweaked it. But yeah, I did all the editing myself for the film as well. And as well, in terms of like budget, like, this was made on less than £500. So I don't know what it's in dollars, but like, this is a real low budget.
But it doesn't look it. That's it looks great. Look at Nathan showing off. What? Him showing off there, man. But yeah, very, very well done, man. And the concept of the flaming sword, and like, I mean, I have to say this, and you're going to hear it from me. You're going to quote me on this, man, that this is like a very unique and original type of assassin here. you know, in my opinion. Like, you know, I've never seen anything like this before. So, you know what I mean? In terms of like an assassin with the flaming sword and trying to manipulate fire, because usually assassins usually have guns or whatnot, right? Or another weapon, sniper rifle or something like that, right?
Yeah,
But the way you use fire is very original and unique, and that's what we need more of now, right? You
yeah,
know? Yeah.
100%. You know, I like for me, it's like I wanted to come with something different because like there's a lot of fight choreography at the moment that you know it looks quite similar. You know, in terms of like its rhythm and its aesthetics and things.
Yeah.
So and it's still great. Don't get me wrong, it's still great, but there's a lot of people doing similar things, you know. And so I wanted to try and bring something like you know a bit different. So while everybody's over here doing one thing, I wanted to be trying to do something else. And it's a big risk, you know, because obviously, you know, if you stay in with trends, then you're destined to be successful, but your success will only go so far. And I kind of like know this from kind of like the accessibility innovation work I did. You know, everyone was like, "Why the hell are you doing this?" Now I'm one of the top people in terms of accessibility innovation in the world for what we do because it's so unique. And so, because I have a thing where it's like, you know, I don't mind not being in fashion, and I'll just carry on doing my thing. So when I come in fashion, I know I'll be one of the people that's at the top of the tree at the forefront for it. And
that's
so
right.
So that's kind of like my whole ethos and things like that. So that's why if people don't get what I'm doing or think what I'm doing is stupid or played out, I'm like, that's okay. We're just not on the same page yet. You'll see my vision in time. And that's it. So that's kind of like where I'm at. And like I say, there has been, kung fu and fire done before. There has been breaking and martial arts done before. But you don't see that often. Those three elements, especially in the way that I use them.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's very unique and original, and with whatever they're telling you before, when you were doing your thing earlier, and they didn't understand it. That sounds familiar with so many people that have done groundbreaking things or done things original or different. I'm sure they got the same, feedback. What are you doing? I don't understand this. What is this? I'm sure, look at Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. When they played that song for the producer, he was like, well, my career's done. What is this? I don't understand this, right? Tons of critics, music critics were like, what the hell is this? What is this, right? Look at it. Iconic song, right? So there you go. They'll jump on board a little bit later. What's going on, that JPEG? He's saying hello to you and me. Thanks again for stopping by and watching here. Benedict says, looking forward to seeing that film. Look at that. Yeah. Awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. Plus all those years with your building your skills. Yeah, he's still commenting on the skill here. Wow, you did it amazing with the budget. It looks great. Cinematography and is well crafted. Check that out. Nice. But back to this. You're always gonna get on Samurai Guy's good side when you throw in curse words in the trailer. There you go. I was laughing at this, man. Who is full of shit? That's hilarious, man. Always. Yeah. When I had look at him showing off. Beautiful, man. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Hey, ho, what? That short scratched the action flaming itch. I don't know. That didn't sound right, actually. But no, it scratched the itch for sure. It scratches the itch, man. And congratulations on your success. And hopefully, more success on the way. We support you over here. Just keep doing your thing, expressing yourself. When Bruce Lee talks about that a lot in his interviews, expressing yourself truthfully, not lying to oneself is very hard to do. And these are words from Bruce Lee. I interviewed a filmmaker, Leroy Kincaid. He used to be a WWE pro wrestler, and now he's actor turned director, and he's moving his way up as well. He did a really great short film called Ascendance that you can watch for free on YouTube.
I saw it.
You've seen it, yeah. Oh, you've seen it.
Yeah, I saw it at Fighting Spirit last year.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a cool film, man. Yeah.
I enjoyed that, man. And he said something kind of similar to what you're saying. Like, he doesn't like to follow trends because you'll never set one of your own.
Yeah. Very true. Very
There
true.
you go. There you go, man.
Right.
But this was a blast, brother. I could talk to you all day about kung fu and electric boogaloo. That's right. But I know you're extremely busy, man. And hey, we got to get you back on here on the channel, man. This is your second home now.
Oh,
That's
thank
right.
you so much, brother. That would mean the world to me. Always happy
Yeah.
to come back and chop it up with you for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll do some movie reviews, review some old school kung fu classics or something.
Oh, you ain't gotta
Let's
say
do
no
it.
more words, brother. Let's
Let's
go.
do it. Let's do it, man. Yeah. So everybody watching, who's a go for it, Nathan. You've got the talent. Everybody watching, thank you so much for hanging out with the old samurai guy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hey, click on the link below. Follow Nathan on Instagram.
One more thing.
Sure.
Yeah, Flaming Assassin merch. Forgot to mention.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It is in the description. It is in the description box below.
Yeah. Sorry.
Click on that to get some Flaming Assassin merch. It was t-shirts, sweaters, sweatshirts, all that stuff. Check that link out below in the description. Yeah.
So that's Art Martial. They're a martial arts clothing brand. We partnered with them to do this special, like limited edition Flaming Assassin hoodies and t-shirts. And a percentage of the money from that goes on to help make future films and things like that. So you'll not would just be looking cool and funky fresh, but you'll also be investing into some more great filmmaking if you like Flaming Assassin.
There you go, guys. It's in the link in the description. Click on it. Wing Chun punch it. All right. Oh, that was like 30,000 punches in 3 seconds right there. But yeah, man, before we wrap it up, again, anything you'd like to say to your followers?
I would just like to say, massive thank you for coming on this journey with me. I'm going to just keep putting my best foot forward. I've got lots of plans for the future. So yeah, watch this space. Follow me and my stunt team at RM Action Design on Instagram, or hit us up on RM Action Design on YouTube as well. We've got some real cool projects that's going to be coming out this year. So yeah, some next level stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Could put me in a dance sequence. Let's go. I'm just kidding.
We're on it, bro.
Or a fight scene. Or a fight scene. Give me a fight scene. Give me a nice roundhouse kick.
We'll have you dodging punches like this.
Oh, really quickly. This is like perfect segue. This was not planned, by the way. I forgot to mention this earlier. For future projects, obviously, I'm already excited for what it is. I don't even know what it is yet. But I'm hoping at some point in the future, we can get you doing some kind of movie that mixes the martial arts and action, kind of in the vein of Only the Strong.
Oh, yeah.
Classic, baby. What? Oh, shit. Capoeira, baby. Yeah. And, and there's a lot of fans for this film right here. Have you seen Raging Phoenix?
Oh, yeah. I love Raging Phoenix. Yeah. Like, that was one of the things that really inspired me in terms of breaking in martial arts. I was like, wow, okay. Yeah. I'm going to take notes. And then
there you go.
Yeah. And also, like, one of the, I can't say too much about the films, but one of the films I'm going to be doing later on this year, we're actually going to go back to where you have full-on training montages.
Yeah,
old school training montage. Like when
bring them back.
You know what I'm saying? When the hero is vulnerable.
That's right.
Train and work their ass off.
That's right.
Their presses. We're coming for you, yo.
Yeah. You gotta bring classic training montages of the 80s and early 90s. That's where it's at. In the 70s, shit, with the kung fu films. But yeah, I'm even more excited now. You mentioning that. Maybe get a little more drunken boxing in there as well.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah. Me and my script writer's already writing on some drunken style stuff as well. So yeah, there's lots.
There you go. I'll be the portly master sitting in the back, pouring the drink in your mouth before you fight the main villain. I'll be the beggar. I'll be the beggar soul of the movie.
Yes. That's it. You said it. It's got to happen now.
Let's go. I'll be the beggar soul. But yeah, man, thanks again for being here. Everybody watching, don't forget, baby, we're about to wrap it up. Don't forget, Flaming Assassin. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for this one. It's going to be at all the festivals. It's still doing the tour this year, right?
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's only been doing 6 weeks. I put it in for film festivals for like the next year because I figured if it's law of averages. It's got to win one award, right?
Yeah.
And it's always happened like this. So yeah, it's going to be about. You'll see it. It'll be about.
There you go. There you go. So keep an eye out for that, guys. Flaming Assassin. All right, baby. Flame on. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.